All right, traders, let's jump into our daily recap for Monday, July 17th, 2023. And let's take a quick look at the markets and where we were today. So if we're taking a look at the market, we had another up day. So yet another up day in the market. S&P finished up a little over $1.5, so about 0.35% on the day as it continues to just move higher. However, on this new move higher today, again, RSI not making necessarily new highs from back in June. So we're not seeing new highs in RSI. We are at the top of the 3 ATR. We hit that today. And then we're also at the top of the Bollinger Band. So we continue to be overbought. If we look at the weekly chart here, and I'm on my laptop today, coming to you live from Nashville, actually from a recording studio here in Nashville. So hopefully you can see the charts okay on here today. But as we take a look in here on the weeklies, we are still continuing to move higher towards riding that Bollinger Band up on it, and weekly still looks strong, remaining overbought, but the markets can remain overbought for quite a while. Not really seeing a whole lot of easing off. What I'd like to see happen now, though, is that this thing comes back down probably to this 444 level, tests this, and then makes another leg higher. So we've got a series of, a higher low, a higher low, a higher low, and then we'll see if we get another higher low in SPY, but still very, very bullish on SPY. If we take a look at the Qs, pretty similar setup. You are getting RSI getting close to the highs that it was previously. Still not there, but it still has a chance to get there. MACD punching through here higher. So MACD is moving strongly higher. RSI is moving higher. We've broken this Bollinger Band. Look how tight this Bollinger Band was in here, right between these two resistance and support levels. And now you see the band opening up. Tech looks strong. I mean, not really much you can say about that. Until we come back down here and either retest or break lower, we are in a bullish mode. And if we come back, retest and bounce, we continue to be bullish out there. If we take a look at IWM, again, I'm trying to zoom in on these charts because I know I'm on a laptop here, probably a little bit more difficult to see today. But a decent day here as well on IWM, up a full percentage point. So best gainer of the day, up 2 points, up 1%, a little over 1% on the day. And this thing continues to get this little consolidation area here as we move sideways. Again, until we come back down, maybe test some support in here about 189 or so, and then make the next move higher. But you've got a series of at least 1, 2, 3 higher lows, and maybe this is the start of the 4th higher low. So IWM continues to move higher. Weekly looks strong, daily looks strong. Not much you can say and do on that. Let's take a quick look at some of the futures out there. And if we take a look at oil, oil had a little bit of a pullback today. I'm coming to you live from about 11:36 p.m. Central Time right now, so pretty late at night for some of you. And you can see oil making a little bit of a pop for tomorrow, but had another down day here, which is all good as this thing just continues to want to move higher. It's a really welcomed pullback. I'd love to see us get closer to this 21 EMA and move higher, but it doesn't have to. If it reverses, starts to move higher, you've got another higher low on oil. However, MACD rolling over, RSI taking a bit of a breather here. So we'll see what happens. We remain in a downtrend on the weeklies. So we're not out of the woods yet. We need a little bit more sideways, but you got a really nice base happening in here. If this thing comes down and then starts to make the next leg higher, I think we get a really good run on oil. If we're taking a look at gold, had a A pretty flat day on the day. You can see over in the overnight session right now, gold moving higher. But again, it looks good as well. You got RSI now pumping higher, getting into that overbought, but you are nowhere near overbought on either the Bollinger Bands or the 3 ATR. So we've got room to the upside to move as gold starts to look at this weekly, higher low, then I would expect that on the weekly, we're going to go challenge these new highs potentially on this. We've got to break some resistance levels in here on gold one at a time as we move forward on gold. And then if we looked at bonds on the day, pretty flat overall with bonds on the day. We started the week with a little bit of a higher move because we've got some follow through in the overnight here, but I'm still very bullish on bonds long term, meaning at least the next year to 18 months, very bullish on bonds. I think the play is either in TLT or here in TMF. Either one, however you want to play it, TMF being the triple leveraged, and then TLT being the more conservative bond instrument for most people to get into. So I think bonds look solid in here. I really like these levels, and I think we go higher. Let's assume the Fed's going to cut rates, or not cut rates, I'm sorry, raise rates at the next meeting in a couple of weeks, and then maybe there's another hike this year, maybe, but I think we got one more, rate hike, and then maybe a pause, maybe another one, but I think the Fed's about done on that. If you think the Fed's done raising rates, then you would think that rates have only one place to go, and that would be down, which would mean TLT moving higher and higher. So I think that's a positive. Don't quite have the voice for everything tonight. Amazon had a bit of a down day here. It was one of the few down stocks. I think there's nothing to be alarmed on here. I think you come down towards this previous consolidation area, and we'll see if we bounce higher. Nothing to see here, nothing to do. Bullish PSAR heading up. We got the top of the Bollinger Band just pulling back in here. Nothing critical. Let's come down, hit, and go higher. This thing has just seen higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then another higher low. It's just a slow march up for Amazon, which is the only stock I am holding with a synthetic stock long position. It's the only stock that I will trade. All right, so a couple other things. Google is the only other one down today a bit, but you had a pretty solid update in Apple, remains strong. You had a decent update in Meta. You had a really big update here on NVIDIA, as that thing just remains just completely unstoppable, moving higher. At some point, I think we get a break and see a pullback, but I think any pullback here, keeping us on this trend line, any pullback in here is another opportunity to get long. So there's where we are on the recap. Let's take a look at where we are on the trades today. And I entered these a little bit late, but I think they still seem pretty relevant. Today is actually the 17th. So for today, our deltas, because the market moved up again, not because of anything we did, the deltas moved down a tad, minus 207, which is a 0.07%, well below our 0.2% max plus or minus threshold. Nothing to do. Theta on the day, 763, which puts us at 0.27. A little light on the theta. We made a couple moves. I put on a new 90-day naked put in ES, and I also put on another leap put in SPY today, but I did take, we did have a nice winner. So let's jump into the winners here. Net lick just remained basically the same. Our net lick's not moving on this move higher simply because our strangles on ES are getting tested. We need a little bit of a pullback, give those strangles a break to make some ground up because of those short calls on that. BP usage went up a little bit today. We added a few trades. and we did take one off, 52%, nothing to really be worried about. And we had a $500 realized on the day. So again, having a phenomenal month. We have now pulled in $8,661 on the month in realized income alone. Net lick still up 3,200 on the month, a little over 1%, just around the halfway point here. So still feel pretty good. We've had 2 really great weeks, and we're off and running on another good week here. We'll take a look at the trade that came off today. We had an Aussie dollar futures strangle come off at 50%. This one was put on 6/13. We took it off today. It hit the 50% premium capture mark, so we made $500 on that in 34 days for a 17.9% return on capital. Love these trades, love these strangles. We're having a fantastic month so far. 18 winners, 1 loser, up almost $8,659 here with some rounding, so 86.60 roughly. So a great month. 18 winners, 1 loser, and the only loser was a covered call on Amazon, and it's a loser because the market's going higher on Amazon, and we're making money on the synthetic stock position that we have. So I'm okay losing on some of these covered calls in exchange for having the underlying continue to move higher and higher and higher. It's one of our biggest winning positions in the portfolio, up over $10,000 in about 3 months now. All right, that's the wrap up for today. Again, a good day on the daily. We moved up again, another $500 winner, 18 winners on the month. Having a great month. You guys have a great rest of your evening or morning, and we'll see you all in the markets tomorrow. Take care, everybody.